Hey YouTubers, more Robb. Guys, today we're going to be talking about the pretty cool flashlight and how it may be a very inexpensive fill light for anybody who has a Osmo Pocket, or if they use a uh, cell phone that has a case with a ring on the back. You can attach this little flashlight to it and make an interesting fill light. But also I came up with about 10 different uses for this thing. Let's back up a minute. I found this flashlight. One of my friends on YouTube, Brad at BC Truck, BC Blades, he's got a pretty cool channel. You want to check him out. He's very into flashlights, and over the years he's made some videos, but he doesn't review or like anything unless he purchased it himself and he uses it in his daily life. And he likes flashlights. Well, he happened to get this one, and he really thought this was a really fantastic flashlight. So I thought, if Brad thinks if Mr. Flashlight thinks this is a cool flashlight, I better check it out. It was only 11 bucks. It was 15 bucks with $4 discount. I'll leave a link to it, but you don't have to use a link if you don't want to. I think I'll get like 5 cents off of it from Jeff Bezos, but you know, let's talk about the flashlight. First of all, it's pretty cool because it's flat and it has a clasp, so it will fit onto your hat. So if you're working on anything, it makes a really cool way to see what you're doing by attaching to your hat. It has a function that you can open this up and recharge it through your USB cord, and it has a light on top, which is pretty light, but then it's got this light here that has 3 different strengths, which is pretty light. Now, it also has a flashing feature, blue and red. I do know there are other small flashlights that are stronger. I think this is 620 lumens or 650. I'll leave a link or a note up the top, whatever it is, the specifications. I don't know what spectrum it is, what wavelength, because if you're using it for a fill light for a camera, you may want to use a specific wavelength of your light. So let's talk about the camera for a minute. When I first got this, I thought to myself, this might be a cool way I could have a fill light on my little Osmo Pocket. And sure enough, I put a couple rubber bands here. By the way, this is very crude, but on the other hand, it really makes a very functional way to hold the Osmo Pocket, because otherwise sometimes it slips out of your hand. So this really, even though it's ugly, it is very functional. If you do add rubber bands, you probably want to use smaller ones. And when you use it to put into the clasp, you want to go through the side. Otherwise, you'll activate the buttons. So, now you have to readjust. You don't want to cover up your microphone port. That's right here. And you don't want to activate your buttons. But once you get it set up, it's good to go. So now it's actually a little more handy to hold that way. And you can also put like a piece of a paper towel over this little paper napkin to act like a diffuser. So when you're using the really strong one, when you're using the top one, you could put a little paper towel over the top and make a diffuser. So if you're out and about and you need a little light, a fill light for your Osmo Pocket, I think this would work on any of the Osmo Pockets, 1, 2, or 3. Also, before I forget, once you add the light, you've made sort of a clamp. So if you are wanting to film something and you don't have any way to put this on a tripod or anything, you can actually, like if you're in a restaurant or something, you can add this to a cup. And in fact, let's turn it on. So now you have a stable mount because that rubber band and the flashlight makes a little clamp. Also, because the flashlight hangs down, if you have like a book, let's say you're not in a restaurant, you can just balance it because the flashlight will stick down inside the book. So it's kind of handy. You also, this is not too wide. You could put it like in the top of a Coke bottle or a carton of milk or whatever. It has a hole. So you can find different ways to mount your camera on things that you can improvise pretty easily. But also, right now I'm using my camera that's on my Android. I think it's an old A20, and it has a cover, a little case, and on the back of it there's a ring. And I found that you can attach this to the ring that's on the cell phone, and then you would have a way to add a fill light. Usually your phone comes with a fill light, but it's not very bright. And this is you have 3 different settings. So it is kind of cool. You can add this to a lot of different cameras as a fill light. And it also, if you like to read books at night and there's not a lot of light, you can attach this. It's pretty durable too. You can attach this to when you're reading at night. You can just see what you're reading. Make a little book light. And of course, it's got a really strong neodymium magnet here. So I think you could also, there's room you could put another magnet here. That way you could attach it to a vertical surface if there was nothing to add the clasp on. You can put this in your pocket when you're walking around at night, like you're walking the dog or something. Um, Also, you can put this when you're riding a bike. You can put it like on your collar on the back behind you, so it would be facing the rear. So if there's no easy way to add to your bicycle. But with the clip, there's probably a lot of ways. Like you can also on the front, if you have a basket, I've already put this on the front basket of the bike. If you have home defense stuff, this is pretty strong light. So you could put this in your pocket and it would be a deterrent. So where you could see what's going on in the room. Of course, if you have this in your pocket, that's a really good target. So you don't want to hesitate if you see a target because it's going to have a good way to aim at you. But the light is pretty bright. And also I was thinking if you break down in your car, because it has the little flashing with the different red and blue, you could put this in the road. You could attach it to like a wrench or something and then just lay it down. And you could put it like 100 yards behind your car or something, 50 yards, and give it you a little possible way for people to see what's ahead of them and not run into you. So, although I did read a study that said when people are drunk driving, sometimes they're attracted to the flashing lights, like a moth to the light. So there's a lot of different things you can use this for, but I'm really interested in using it uh, with my little Osmo Pocket. I think it's going to be an excellent little fill light. So, and it's $11. It's super lightweight and it's rechargeable through the USB cord. So, if you were interested, check out the link to Amazon and check out Brad's channel. He's got a lot of cool stuff. He's been making videos, I think, almost as long as I have, and many different topics. So, hope this was something interesting to you. Put out new stuff every week. Been doing it for 17 years. Got over 400 videos. And a bunch of cool people I feature down the bottom of my channel. No relation to me, they would not anyway. And all right, guys, take care. See you out there.